So today, on Discussions with Monto, we're going to be talking about Ghostface. We're going to be talking about his power, his design, and his perks to try and figure out ways to fix him before he comes out on live servers. So we'll start out with his design since it's the easiest to go through. As people may not know, Ghostface is the mask and not the person behind the mask. This means we will not get anyone from the Scream series because the mask is its separate license. So the license behavior got is by the guy who created the mask design. This is also why we have other cosmetics coming out, and maybe we'll even get more cosmetics that will come out for him. Ghostface has the potential to be a really lethal killer in the right hands and will most likely have the highest skill cap to play him to his full potential, which is why I feel that fixing him now before later is better not only for business, but for the players in general. So next we'll start out with his 3 perks, starting with I'm all ears. This perk is mostly useless. It can be used in very little situations, but I think a slight change is needed to make it proper. I'm pretty sure I heard Hybrid Panda talking about failed skill checks triggering it, but I have a different suggestion. Make it so it's not rushed actions, but slow vaults in general outside the terror radius. Meaning coming out of a locker or slow vaulting a window or a pallet outside the terror radius, but keeping the cooldown as it is. This gives all killers in general a decent aura perk, making it not overpowered, but also not useless at the same time. Next we got Thrilling Tremors. 16 seconds from the time you pick up a survivor takes away about half of the time before you actually get to the hook. It's good for showing which generators people are sitting on, but without a mobile killer, this really doesn't mean much. My suggestion is either increasing the time or reduce the cooldown drastically. I also had another idea to have it block the generators people are on instead of the ones they aren't, but it seems like it would also be too easy to counter with survivors just getting off the gen before the survivor gets hooked. Next we got Furtive Chase. I like this perk. I like the switching of the obsessions. It works well with Rancor and also with Save the Best for Last, so having the obsession change will make it better. My suggestion would be to take away the token cap, have it in both in and out of chase, or even just out of chase, then change the meters from 4 meters to 2 meters. This allows the stacks to get higher if they end up swapping a lot, and also allows for sneaky plays to be made with not only Ghostface, but other killers as well. Now that we're done with the design and the perks, let's move on to Ghostface's power, which is what everyone most likely has a problem with. Night Shroud right now has said to be bugged, but even with the bug being addressed, it's not going to fix a lot. His ability is to take away terror radius, and the ability to crouch along with taking away the red stain in crouch, and also having an exposed effect when he goes inside of his power and stalks people. The issue is with survivors being able to knock you out of your power very easily. Right now, you only need to look in the direction of Ghostface using your camera that also sees 180 degrees stationary and is capable of looking a full 360 degrees. I feel like the survivors should physically have to turn their characters and look in his direction to take him out of his power. This also gives Ghostface some counterplay to the survivors because they physically have to move their body in order to see Ghostface, and he can go out of lean or move away from that spot to not be taken out of his power so easily. I also feel like the 1 second looking at Ghostface would be valid if you had to turn your body in order to look at Ghostface instead of looking at him with his camera, because he doesn't know that you're looking at him with his camera, which makes it very easy to take him out of his power. If not, and they stick with the camera looking in his direction, they should have to have the middle of the screen on Ghostface and maybe add a gradual zoom to indicate you are taking him out of his power, and add an additional 1 second, making it 2 seconds to knock him out of his power. There's also the pointing emote, which can also be used. You can make it so when you see Ghostface, you point in his direction to be able to take him out of his power. But this might also be hard because he could literally not even be there anymore. But even if you point at him, it could take him out of his power. So this might be a little bit harder to code and fix and make work than the way that I just suggested. Another gripe that I have is that every time Ghostface goes into stealth, he alerts the survivor he goes into stealth. This really defeats the purpose of a stealth killer because it makes the survivors more alert to look around and take Ghostface out of his power very easily than it would be if he didn't have the audio cue of him actually activating his power. Myers doesn't need to activate his stock and alert survivors in order to stock for his exposed effect. Right now, Myers is just an all-around better stalker, not being able to be knocked out of his power, along with having an exposed status on everyone in the game when he gets his tier 3. Stalking someone shouldn't take as long as it does now, but that's really not a problem I have with the power. It's the ability to nullify his power so easily, along with his stealth not really being stealthy at all with all the audio cues survivors get. These are just a couple of suggestions I came up with in order to make Ghostface not be the next Freddy before the rework. And even then, Freddy before the rework is still better than Ghostface currently is right now. So TLDR, just to go through all the things I'm suggesting, changing I'm all ears to slow vaulting out of lockers and over windows and pallets, but keeping the cooldown so that it gives killers in general a better aura perk that's not overpowered and also not completely useless like it is right now. Having thrilling Tremors either increased on its time or reduced the cooldown drastically. Having Furtive Chase take away the tokens, have it in and out of chase or just out of the chase, and then changing the meters from 4 meters to 2 meters. And then for his power, taking away the initial audio cue of going into his power, changing up the way that he gets knocked out of his power, and also fixing the bug that's generally on it right now. There's also a bunch of stuff if you change the way that he plays currently right now that you would have to change for his add-ons, because there's a couple of add-ons that right now, the pink add-on, I forgot what it's called, I'll throw it up on the screen, that has the surveillance camera on it, isn't really too good, because you'll go and have 4 seconds to be able to see the auras of everyone in the map if you down someone with the exposed effect, which all in itself isn't even that good, but for it to be a pink add-on when you can't even stalk people properly right now doesn't really help. We got a couple of add-ons that also stack, including the pink add-on, I forgot the Ghostface caught on tape, along with his night vision lens, but I'll throw them all up on the screen. These stack, which also give him a really fast stalk, especially when he's leaning around a corner. So I feel like these also have to be changed so that it's not so easy to stalk when they do change it. But even right now, using these add-ons still makes it pretty hard to stalk people and down them. Because if there's a pallet anywhere close to anyone, even when they do get the exposed effect, it's really not hard to loot for 20 seconds unless they're out in the open with nowhere to go. There's a couple of other add-ons too that I would talk about, but I don't have them, and I don't really want to go re-download the PTB to be able to show you guys. But the add-ons that I do like is the double crouch add-ons, because you actually go faster than you would be if you were walking, which makes it very nice. It just makes it really hard because you can't even see through grass because you're so low to the ground. So basically, his license is awesome. I hope we get more cosmetics for him in the future. His perks right now are underwhelming and not very helpful for him or other killers. And his power as a stealth killer doesn't allow him to be stealthy, because all he is right now is a bargain bin version of a Myers and Pig Baby. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like, comment your suggestions in the comments below, and subscribe for more, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.
I'm just all about this money, I don't think about no thought. Girl, you don't know about me, So get off my fucking D. Born and raised in the dot. This is real as you gon' see. Girl, you don't know about me. So get off my fucking D.